What's up, guys? It's Board Game Roamer coming to you with another unboxing of sorts. I just got in today this package from Greater Than Games. If you have seen the list for Gen Con, this is actually a game that will be available at Gen Con, but this is one that I kickstarted. I got the game, and I also got the expansion that will not be at Gen Con. So I got this today. I have not opened it up. I'm working currently over here on the side. I've got another table set up with the solo mode for Tau Ceti, and I told myself I wasn't going to open it, but I just can't wait any longer. I've got to open this box. So while the batteries are charging for the cameras for Tau Ceti, I'm going to open this bad boy up and we're going to take a look at it. So let's take a look-see. It's actually a pretty big box. I was kind of surprised weight-wise. I was like, I didn't realize it was going to be that heavy. But I guess we'll see what's in it, right? So let's open it up. Oh, yeah. Been looking forward to this game. So I actually have, if you know anything about this game, I'll read the back of it, but it's a Cthulhu, in the Cthulhu mythos, and the only thing I have is Elder Sign. One day I'll do a playthrough of that, but that's what I've got in the Cthulhu mythos. So this will be the only other game that I've got that is in the Cthulhu mythos. So I'm really excited about it. Saw it a while back, looked great, mechanics look great. It's got a couple of really cool things about it, mechanics wise, that are, I think, really neat. But let's take a look at it. Whoa. Fate of the Elder Gods. So, pretty good shrink wrap, and actually that's really good because, I mean, it ain't moving. I'll tell you something else, just as an aside. That's not even taped together. What? Wow. That's messed up. That's got a little bit of tack. It's kind of like a little grippy on those things right there. I guess that's why. Yeah, that's why. Cool. Just a second. So there's that. Alright. So, let's start with the main box. So this is the main box. Fate of the Elder Gods. Show you the back. So basically, what you have is you have all these different locations. You are playing as one of the gods. You're basically the cultist. You're trying to summon your Elder God. Be the first to summon it. It's for 1 to 4 players, and you're trying to summon yours. You're going to do that on this track. You can see this track. We'll look at it closer, but you can see this track. You can be moving around the track, placing your cultists. Each track has powers, and if you control it, there's some additional powers. Your Elder Gods have special powers. So you can be placing those cultists, trying to control those locations to generate the tokens that will let you summon your Elder God. However, whenever everybody's placing, there are going to be investigators, and these are the guys that in Eldritch Horror, Elder Sign, the ones you typically play, they're trying to stop you. And there are cards that allow other cultists to place raiders at your location, and even in your lodge, which is kind of like your home base, and they can initiate raids, and they can destroy some of your raiders, and block your ability to summon the Elder Gods, and eventually they could potentially seal the gate completely shut where you can't summon your Elder God. So it's really, really cool. I really like it. Super excited about it. Of course, as is one of the things that I always look at, it does come with a solo piece to it, right? So you can play it solo, which is, for me, extremely important because while I don't exclusively play solo, I do definitely mostly play solo. So, shrink wrap off here. So nice. I cannot explain to you guys how excited I am about this. Logo, the box, you can kind of see some spot UV on there. Pretty good artwork. I like the artwork. Each cult, I'll read the back to you right quick. The time is not to hasten doom. In Fate of the Elder Gods, 1 to 4 players take on the ever-maddening role of cults trying to summon ancient evil and herald the fall of mankind. Each cult is competing to be the first to summon their god, but they must also repel intrepid investigators working to seal off the gate to Beyond with elder signs, gather arcane artifacts, cast powerful spells, embrace the dark gift of your elder god, and be the first to awaken your dread master before it's too late. Dun, dun, dun. Alright. Enough of the box, let's get to the guts, right? Rulebook. Rulebook is pretty short. 16 pages total. All the solo play rules are literally on the back. There's not a lot of difference. You pretty much play the same way you normally would. There's some rules for a couple 2-player games that are maybe a little bit different, but it tells you how to move. Lots of illustrations. Really big text too, so people that have a hard time, it's hard to tell like that, but that's the little picture of the board. If you have a hard time seeing, which, I mean, there are some people that do have a hard time seeing, this is definitely going to help. Alright, you know what, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set this stuff to the side. So I'm going to pull these out. So these are the maps. This is your lodge. So these are the Elder Gods you'll be playing. So you can see they each have a track. That's the summoning track. That's what you're trying to go around to summon, and what markers will be put to block your ability to summon. And then over here on the side is where your lodge is, and you can see that this has Cthulhu. This is Cthulhu. He has the power of the stars are right. So there's abilities that you have, that your Elder Gods have, dark gifts that you can use if you go to the right place on the map. So we have Cthulhu, and this is in the core box. Yog-Sothoth, Sathaguya. Now, if you're a Cthulhu mythos person, forgive me because I'm sure I'm butchering these names. I don't know much about it, just a little bit from Elder Sign, so bear with me. Sathagaya, something like that. Nyarlathotep, Ithakawa, Haster. I know you don't say his name 3 times in a row. Atlaknacha, that's a spider. My wife will never play that one if she ever plays. And Bokrug. Also on the backs of these cards, like, oops, I say that and then I turn them over wrong. So on the backs of these cards, you have some pretty cool artwork of the Elder God. This is pretty awesome. Alright, let's see, then we've got tokens. There's really not, most of the tokens, like cardboard tokens wise, there's not a lot of those. This is like the some tokens, it looks like, because both of these boards look the same. Tokens to track your progress for your Elder God. And then this looks like one of the Elder Gods, I think, has his ability, his dark gift is he can draw these tiles and kind of like lock places out, or different things happen. So that's pretty cool. So there's 2 punch boards, and like I said, these are basically all the same things on those 2 punch boards. But the back, I guess I should show you that. Oh, jeez. But the back, you can see those have different abilities on the very bottom there, so that's pretty cool. Okay, now we'll show the board. Now this looks like a very odd shaped board, but that's because it is an odd shaped board. And the reason it's an odd shaped board is because it folds out into a circle. On the back, pretty cool artwork. And then on the front we have the actual the actual board. And you can see, I just show you basically half the board here. So you've got these locations, and you go to these different locations, right? And you're going to be able to get cultists, sacrifice cultists, do things there, and then if you control it, there's a secondary sort of more powerful ability that you can use while you're there as well. Let's see here. I'm gonna lay this out here just because I think the board looks pretty stinking cool. I'm gonna orient it in my direction too. So let's look at some cards here. So we got the cards. These cards, they're going to tell you kind of the details of what happens at each location, because it's written on here, but there are, like I said, secondary things you can do. So you do need to know what those are. So that's what these primarily look to be. So then you have some wild cards. Let's see if I can get these out. Yeah, I can do these, I think. Oh, shoot. Yeah, alright, cool. Alright. Oh, of course, they're all mixed together.